Greetings and welcome, everyone. It's All You Can Geek Gamecast. Whoa, jeez. Episode 661. I had it all queued up. I knew what I was doing. I messed it up. I'm one of your hosts, Jim Gass, joined by Mike Sneedy,
What's up?
Corey Feinside,
Ahoy!
and Tony Kokonakis.
Hey.
Welcome, listeners and viewers, to 661 of the Gamecast. Once again, we are live on Twitch starting Tuesday nights, 8 o'clock. We do the movie cast, do the game cast. So we got some spoiler cast, some shorts. Some point soon, we'll all see something together or see something at the same time or play a game. The game is harder, but we usually do movies and stuff. But if you miss these live streams, we're on YouTube.
Feels easier to me.
Well, that we all play the same game.
Yeah, I think that's more possible.
Anyways, so at the same time, I don't think so. But yeah, so
more or less.
Yeah, whatever. We'll see. Gamecast, once again, if you don't see us live on Twitch or on YouTube, audio available on Spotify, iTunes. So subscribe to anything you listen to us or watch us on, and we appreciate it, guys. Let's get this Gamecast started off with some conversation pieces. So, yeah, guys. My week has just been Baldur's Gate again. Not entirely. I did play some more Hogwarts Legacy, but not much. I'm actually doing side quests in that. I'm not really advancing the story because I'm kind of, every time I pick it up, I'm like, I haven't played this in a while, so I got to remember how to do it. But so that's been playing that. But Baldur's Gate 3 has been. I'm in Act 2, so I'm much further than I was before, and like level 5. I think the cap in the game is 12 actually. So the guys don't want to know where I'm at. Actually, I think I'm close to level 6 at this point because I just finished a fight, and I'm very close to leveling up. But so yeah, guys, the game is fantastic still. It is like I am playing on the easiest difficulty, and it is fucking hard. It is difficult, this game. Like I don't know how. It's like there are fights where like crowd control is, I don't know how you do it. I will give you guys two stories if you want to hear two of my stories. I don't know, is that
Well, let's start with one, and then
okay?
Yeah.
So
Let's listen to first
my one
first.
story was back with in the Act 1. I had finally moved into this goblin camp and was rescuing. I decided I'm going to rescue this druid, who was apparently from the old camp. Remember the camp I talked about last week where I accidentally? Well, I didn't slaughter anybody.
Emerald Grove.
Yeah, the Emerald Grove. The camp slaughtered
R.I.P.
themselves. Yeah, they slaughtered themselves. And so I found the druid in the dungeons, and he says, I never got the quest to find him, by the way. I just heard talk of him because everybody was dead that would give me that quest. So anyways, he tells me that he needs to get back to Emerald Grove because he's afraid something terrible is about to happen. And that feeling I got in the game, I'm like, yeah, I told him like, man, yeah, you want to get back there as fast as possible. It doesn't sound too good over there. That's how I responded to him in the conversation chats. But the game has skirted past the slaughter a little bit, because a couple people that I don't remember saving in that grove because everybody's dead and have popped up a little bit in Act 2. They're like, oh, you saved our lives in Emerald Grove, and I'm like, oh, okay. It is tieflings, so there are no druids left. But man, I will say that I ended up killing, I guess, what was going to be a recruitable character, and I just slaughtered her in this.
Who was it?
Mirathina.
Oh my goodness, dude.
Yeah, like she was in the Goblin camp, and she was trying to give me a quest, and I decided that I was going to rescue the druid. And in order to get the druid past her, I had to kill her. That's how I saw it. So, I did it. So I slaughtered her.
Christ, dude.
Sometimes I have to get the idea of the game. Just no spoilers. Is trying to get something out of your body that's killing you. And I'm like, I'm playing this character like I don't know this world very well. I basically got thrown in here, but I want to live. So, you guys, hey, if I can help you on my way, that's cool. But if you're in my way, that's not cool. And that's where everything goes to hell. Like, they talk about save scumming or scrubbing or scrubbing or whatever you call it.
Scum.
Yeah, scumming. I have done that a few times on rolls, and I had to just recently, by the way, do that on another fight. in Act 2, I failed to save a character who apparently saves like really is helps the town. I failed to save her. She gets, I guess, taken, and it's a mission. You're supposed to be able to save her, and basically without her there, the entire town turns into like undead, and you have to kill everybody. So I was basically slaughtering the whole town. I'm like halfway through the fight, and I'm like, I don't know if I should be doing this again. Like this is me killing them this time. Like I didn't incite this riot, so I'm like, I think I got to try to save this person. So I reloaded and I didn't. I ended up not killing the town. I did save her, and I even broke the game a little bit. So I successfully rolled. I pushed the flaming fist. Marcus, his name is. I successfully pushed him off the balcony, and he got stuck down in like a mountain ledge, and I just slaughtered him from there. So, but it was a tough fight. That was a very tough fight. So I don't know. It was a great there's the judgment calls in this game are usually like from what I'm seeing like it's impressive how like the game can adjust to what you call like they have it kind of keeps the same story going I guess from what I'm seeing online from people, but it does give you your own variation of what they have to continue the story with because you've either killed somebody or just failed your wisdom roll and you can't understand what's happening, so they have to kind of explain it to you a different way. They're like a dungeon master. Like everybody's ever played D&D, when you screw up, if you have a good dungeon master, they're usually like, okay, let's try rolling this D4 or D6 or whatever it is, and you roll that, and okay, let's try this way. They try to help you out a little bit. And that's kind of what the game does a little. It's like, okay, you screwed this up, but let's see if we can kind of get you guided on your path, anyways. So, but I just wonder now afterwards if I had slaughtered the whole town, what would have happened with my story going forward. So, because like there's like some protection things you need in the second act. Like you can't walk around in this universe without protection, and there would have been no way to get it. So I'm like, I don't know how they would have stopped me on this one. So there was a lot of people to kill, so I don't know if I could have killed them all, but I was doing a pretty good job of it. So, but the game is a lot of fun. I really enjoy it.
It sounds like you're having a great time, just kind of messing around, ensuing chaos, and seeing what happens. So that's great. Like we talked about before, is getting the opportunity to just kind of do what you want in a game and have that sandbox to just that freedom to kind of just do whatever is nice sometimes.
Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna get through this game. I'm trying to focus more on accomplishing the story, like from the journal, like the main missions, because I do have Starfield on the horizon, which I do want to play, and I'm gonna try to finish this one up next week. So we'll see. I think I can, but I think there's only 3 acts, and I think I'm got to be midway through Act 2 already. So
I heard the third act was the longest.
Really, Act 2 seems like it's a pain in the ass with the lighting thing. I have to keep attention off, but the enemies are easier. They get I like crit them quite often. So, but anyway, so that's it for me really. Playing just that. So Tony, what have you been playing?
Let's see. More Octopath Traveler 2. That's great. What I really enjoy about that is so the 8 characters. Each of the 8 characters has their own story bit, and those are divided up into chapters. So what I've really appreciated about this game doing is that each chapter is generally, I would say, like an hour-ish, give or take some time if you're like branching out to do like exploration and like item hunting, etc., etc. But like it's pretty easy to be like, oh, like I'm generally this far on this character's story and stuff like that, rather than just be like, I have no idea what's going on, just could get lost in like some cutscenes or some dungeon or whatever, and it just be like, okay, I'll do like 2 chapters tonight or something like that, and then kind of you could just pace yourself. It's like a nice bite-sized session. Like even if you're doing 1 chapter a night, you will eventually complete them all, rather than just like there are times in like Final Fantasy I'm like, bro, this chapter's so fucking long. When's it gonna end? And it's like, cutscene into cutscene into fight into second phase of fight. It's like, holy shit! Like I should have just stopped. Like 45 minutes ago, I should have just stopped. So did that, and the other big thing that I've been doing this past week is Phasmophobia had their big revamp / update, which really changed up a lot of things. Because it's coming to consoles this month, and I really encourage you guys to check it out, especially if it might be on Game Pass. I forget.
On Steam.
Oh, you have it on Steam? Have you played it?
I've had it for like a year.
Have you played it?
I haven't played it yet because I launched it once and then I was like, I don't know what I'm doing. So.
Oh my goodness, you need to load that up because that is a ride of a game. Let me tell you.
Yeah, no, you keep saying so. We'll have to do it sometime.
Oh my goodness, like so the new update, what it does is they got rid of the old leveling system, which was there from launch to August whatever, 27th or 17th or whatever the freaking day the patch update was. So everyone got reset back to level 1, which is kind of a hard pill to swallow, but they offset it by giving you like a little badge that appears on your character that shows your highest level that you got on the old system. So it's kind of like a badge of honor or whatever like that, and people are happy with that.
That's kind of cool. I like that.
Exactly. But the downside is that everybody's progression also got fucked. And progression in this game is a little weird because basically what they did was every piece of equipment now has 3 different tiers. So it's like base level, upgrade 1, and then upgrade 2. And the base items fucking suck. Like, so bad in this game. And most of them have existed before, but like some of them are new. So like, for example, Crucifix, which is something that prevents a ghost from violently hunting and potentially killing somebody. By default, it used to have 2 charges. That's the mid-level now. So the base level, which you start out with, only has 1 charge. So you're just like, oh, like I can only prevent like up to 2 hunts a map because you can only bring 2 with you. So getting used to level 1 equipment was kind of a pain in the ass because you're like, wait, this absolutely just completely sucks right now. Another example is like you used to have a lighter to light like candles or other objects and stuff like that. That's the mid-level again. And the early base level is matches, which you can run out of. It's just like, oh my god, like, what are you doing to us? But yeah, game is pretty great. They revamped little things with the ghosts and stuff like that. So everybody's been scrambling to level up so we don't have to deal with the early game bullshit, which has led to a lot of deaths and a lot of, just, oh, that doesn't work anymore like the way it used to. Because people are just like, oh, that means this. And it's like, no, that doesn't mean that anymore. Like, I'm sorry, like, that's old information and stuff. But yeah, been enjoying that. And as we approach Halloween, I'm sure be playing a lot more.
Cool.
Yeah. Cool. All right, Mike?
I've been playing Legend of Zelda: Tears of the Kingdom.
Wow,
there it is.
Nice.
Yeah. So I was able to get it from my brother who did finish the main game, and I've been liking it enough. I like it. It's funny. I don't know if I would like Breath of the Wild because the building stuff is definitely my favorite part of this game.
Oh yeah, for sure then.
But no, it's fun. I like playing. My favorite shrine so far is like basically play baseball with the thing you build. That was fun.
Yep.
There's a little bit of the things I don't like about Zelda that get to me here and there. The general pace feels a little tedious as usual, as it tends to with Zelda. And I don't really know or understand a lot about the characters or what's going on. It's just like everyone has silly names and acts silly and stuff like that. But I've done the Wind Temple so far, and
wow. I'm surprised you got that far already. Jeez.
There you go.
No, I mean I'm putting time in because as I'm playing this, I'm thinking about Starfield. I'm like, I want to play this and be done by
We're all
September
rushing.
6th.
Yep. No.
Yeah.
But I like it enough. It's the first. I mean, I've only tried maybe 3 Zelda games. This is the first one I've stuck with, and I'm gonna probably see it through to the end. It's
How was that climb?
guess-
How was the ascent to the Wind Temple? Did you like that one?
What's that?
The ascent to the temple, the wind.
Oh, getting there, all that stuff with the cold area.
The height? I don't know. The height was awesome. I love to keep climbing and climbing. I thought that was awesome. It was impressive.
It was all right. Yeah, I mean,
I don't know. I just found that really impressive.
I did too. It was like, wait, we're still going higher? Like, oh shit.
I'm still going up. Jesus, that's why I kept doing it. So.
I mean, it was. I was sort of like, all right, are we there yet? A little bit, but I mean, it's cool what the game does. The one moment that got me the most lately is really discovering those spike items for the first time. The ones that like can stick in anything.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, these are a game changer if they're around.
Yeah.
But so no, it's fun, and I like most of the shrines I've done, except for the ones that take your shit away. Those are kind of annoying.
Yeah, no, those are one of the mean things where it's like, like people will be like, my face when I enter a shrine, and then my face when I enter a shrine, and I see all my like Link is naked. It's like, oh no.
Yeah, I just cheesed one sort of. It's called like the flow or something, where it's all you just like have sticks, and there's like robots that like shoot elemental stuff at you, and they're on boats, so I just like
knock them off or something.
I just use the hand to pull the boats to the side so they fell in the water. I'm like, that seems to be the best way to go. I don't think that was intended, but it works.
No, that's the whole point.
Do what you have to do to make it work, man. There's many of those I finished where I'm like, oh, well, that worked. Okay.
So it's interesting. I'm still at the point. I've obviously put a bit of time in where I don't really know the value of all of the items. There's so many different items, and I don't really know what I want to keep for what things or purpose or what I want to sell. So I'm a little bit confused there, but
if it comes to like using weapons up for certain fights, I mean, don't fixate on that aspect of things.
No, that's not even what I mean. I mean, like, like I have a ruby, it's expensive. Do I want to use that to build something, or do I just sell it? Like, I don't know.
No, I see what you mean.
It's a fine line.
Yeah, it really depends. Like, I would say, it depends on what your priorities are. Like, so all those gems are, valuables and stuff like that. And I think there's like one or two places where you can trade them for like certain items. But otherwise, if there's like armor that you're seeing around, I would just sell them because you can always farm more, right? It's about progressing, your Link to be more powerful. And generally the way you do that is upgrading your armor. I don't know if you've even gotten to the point where you can upgrade your armor. Like, not just get it, but like upgrade it.
More. Yeah, no, I never have. I haven't done that yet. Yeah, there's stuff to do, obviously. It is weird to me. I know that Zelda's never had this. It's just weird playing this type of game when there's no XP. Like, it's like I do a quest and then like I just get whatever they give me when I do the side quest. I'm like, that's it? That's all I get out of this? All right, whatever. But I imagine Zelda fans would revolt if they switched to an XP system. So whatever.
Probably.
It's just
the quest
hearts and stamina.
Yeah.
Hearts and stamina.
Yeah, like Jim said, like those are your RPG mechanics where it's like you're either increasing your defense or you're increasing your capability of doing stuff.
Stamina stuff. Yeah. I've done 2 staminas and mostly hearts so far, but
yep. And there's a place in the game where you can exchange it. You can go back and forth to like tweak it if you wanted to. I forget where it is.
Is that the guy underground who like steals your heart and then gives it back?
I think that's it. I didn't use it in this game.
I'm afraid of him. I feel like I feel like it's a trap or something. But also I'm like, oh, is this how you turn rupees into hearts? Like that sounds like what he's offering, but he stole my heart, but he gave it back. So I don't know. I don't know what to believe, but no, there's a lot to this game, obviously, and I'm glad I finally jumped on this bandwagon like 5 months late, but whatever.
No, it's better than whatever. I mean, can't play everything at release and stuff like that. The other thing I would say is what was it? Rubies really are like it's crazy to sound because like in old Zelda games, like once you reach a certain point, like rubies are absolutely useless. You're just like, whatever, like I don't need this shit. And Breath of the Wild, and to this one, I would say to a higher degree, actually, like you are gated by rubies. Like there are times I'm like, fuck, I gotta farm so many rubies for this right now, this upgrade.
I saw early on, like a cold resistant like set, it's like 1,000, and I'm like 1,000. I had seen like no more than 50 at once at this point. I'm like, god damn.
Yeah, exactly. So that's one of the big things. And then the other thing I would recommend is just a general tip. When you pick up like fruit or vegetables, stuff like that, there'll be 2 types of items. I think it's either like hardy radishes or hearty truffles, right? If you read the description, it says something about like giving you extra hearts or whatever like that. What those will do is those will give you yellow hearts if you haven't used them already. Where it's like it'll refill, like if your max hearts is like 6, it'll fill 6, but then you get a 7th one that's yellow, which means it's just a temporary heart. So like once you take damage, it takes away from the yellow first, and then it won't let you refill that yellow. Then you just have your rest of your thing. But the nice thing about that is you can kind of cheese the game a little bit with saying like if you're at 1 heart and you eat an item that gives you health replenish plus an extra heart, it refills your entire thing. So just a little way to make your thing go.
That's good.
All right.
Yeah, because I've been avoiding most of the big enemies still, because a lot of them seem like they can one hit you.
Yeah.
Yes. They do. I have like 7 or 8 hearts right now, and it doesn't matter.
I think 8's the line where you can take a good hit. 8's I think about where you can start taking that hit. And
I think there's things where I'm literally like left with half a heart when I get hit now, like those rock guy thing.
Oh yeah, the tiles. Yeah, they are.
Actually,
I mean, I could give you I don't know if Tony gave you the advice while I was out. The same advice he gave me real quick is you can upgrade your armor. That's all.
Yeah, I don't know how yet. I have to find.
That's all I'll say. That was a big help to me when Tony said that in the podcast. I went and found the way to do it in the game, and that helps. So
yeah, there's like a quest that talks about a
It's
traveling musician group or something like that. But
it's a long
that one?
quest line.
Yeah.
Okay.
I would start that out too.
I mean, I have a lot of started quests that I've forgot about already.
That's the that's the other thing I wanted to mention about the quest. So like the quests in these Zelda games, it's generally not to like progress your character too much, right? It's more of like a fun / flavor, but also kind of like they'll be like, oh, I need you to go find whatever, right? And the journey to find whatever will actually lead you to 1 or 2 other landmarks. We're like, oh wait, there's something else cool in this area. There's probably a shrine in that area and stuff like that. So it's kind of like, a breadcrumb to something else and stuff like that. So if you're looking for like a tangible reward, yeah, you're usually just going to get rubies or a handful of items or something like that.
Cool. All right. Corey, anything?
Yeah. No, I've just been playing a lot of poker recently. So
poker.
Jeez,
life poker.
Old school.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's been addictive.
In person?
Mostly in person, yep.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, right by you.
Making money?
No, I'm not losing money.
Oh, that's good. That's good. Is it like Hold'em or like 5 card stuff? Hold'em, yeah. Everyone does Hold'em now.
Yeah, you'll do 1-2 tables, and it's like people just throw money at things that don't. Like, I lost 3 hands in a row because the guy was just chasing for stuff until the end. So I was like, oh, what is he doing? But yeah,
that's fun.
Easy come, easy go.
Yeah. All right.
Poker is one of my favorite video games to cheat. When they give you a cheating option for poker, like in Red Dead or even the Yakuza games. So it's fun. Just having an extra card actually is interesting. How much you can cheat just by like having a card
don't do
underneath.
that in real life.
No, you get shot.
Yeah.
Just like in Red Dead.
Yeah.
Just like in Red Dead. Yep.
So, all right, let's go to some news, guys. Embracer, the Embracer Group, who owns a bunch of studios, will cancel games and close more studios to save costs.
It's insane because, like, for the past year, we have been talking consistently, like every so often, about like they would just acquire some new developer or something like that. We're just like, what the fuck, like
who are these guys? Why are they doing this? And why do they have everything?
They have a big chunk of the board game space too.
Do they?
I didn't know that.
Oh, no. Wow.
They Embracer. It seems like an evil entity.
You know what's crazy though is like, I mean, they're buying like what they have subsidiaries are Crystal Dynamics, THQ Nordic, Eidos, Montreal. I mean, these guys were like financially in shambles when they bought them too. So you're not acquiring a very strong
company. They're getting deals. That's why they're doing it.
But you're not helping it by you're not helping yourself by getting a profitable company that can help you with your bottom line.
If I feel like this company is run by AI, like it doesn't matter. Like it's just whatever.
Maybe.
I mean,
but they are going to be shutting down.
They didn't buy in for profitability. They're buying for the IPs.
Yeah, but they're not doing anything with it. So, but
they're supposedly, but not anymore.
Yeah, so they're shutting down. They're canceling games and closing studios to save costs. So
what's going to happen to all these people in these studios? This is why acquisitions are bad.
Yeah. And one of the biggest like board gaming publisher game companies, Embracer bought them as well. So it's like, what are they doing? Is this like all this buy?
They're writing checks they cannot cash. Clearly.
Yeah. I mean, let's talk about more canceled things. I mean, Ubisoft canceled the Immortals sequel. Was meant to be a mix of Elden Ring and Legend of Zelda Wind Waker. So that's another project that got canceled. That was like a very popular like game that came out because it kind of gave people that Zelda fix back in the day, right? Didn't it? The Immortals game, wasn't that what that was?
That was like the Breath of the Wild clone.
Yeah, Breath of the Wild clone.
Yeah,
are you sure it says Wind Waker?
It says Wind Waker.
It says Wind Waker?
Tweet. Yeah, on this tweet.
Okay. Right. Phoenix Rising was like the Breath of the Wild clone also. I don't know what Immortals
is.
So.
Wasn't it Immortals Phoenix Rising? Was it the full title?
Yeah,
that's it. Yeah, it was definitely definitely Breath of the Wild style. It just
had the same
cover.
The
second game is the theoretical one that never came out.
Yeah,
it was going to be a sequel.
It had great promise, and a sequel could have done pretty well, I feel like, but
fucking
it got canceled,
Ubisoft.
unfortunately.
They fucking suck.
I mean, I don't know. Yeah.
That's what our current mantra is. Fuck Ubisoft.
Well, let's tie this together then with the other Ubisoft news. Microsoft is selling off its cloud gaming rights for Activision Blizzard to Ubisoft in a bid for UK approval of its deal for Activision Blizzard. So that's their workaround to give somebody else the rights for cloud gaming for where those games could end up.
It's like they're not afraid of Ubisoft.
No, I guess not. I was talking about it today, but
they'll just buy Ubisoft later on. So
that's what I was thinking. Like, what's going to prevent them from just buying Ubisoft, who's financially not great as it is, right? They were looking to sell as it was. So Ubisoft's going to get the rights to. This is like all contingent upon a UK approval for the Activision.
So it's got to go back to the whole thing,
yeah. But that's how Microsoft plans on working around that, and it kind of shocks me that they're going to give that up, because I felt like their big move was to enhance. Obviously it's $68 billion, so just to enhance Game Pass is a little crazy, but I feel like that's the big part of this, right?
No,
you don't think so? It's just getting the IPs.
Absolutely. I mean,
I think it's getting to the subscription model with those IPs. I feel like
they're never gonna make money off of that, dude. The reason they bought that is they actually wanted King, right? They wanted King because King is the most profitable division of Activision. Well, maybe tied with Call of Duty. I haven't looked at the numbers in a while.
Yeah.
But King is definitely the most bang for your buck return on reward. I mean, Call of Duty is an expensive title. You know, fucking King, they just release whatever the fuck they want.
Dude, I freaking was playing poker, and the guy next to me was playing Candy Crush on his phone.
Exactly what I'm saying.
Like, what the fuck?
Right?
Wow.
So the whole thing, like, honestly, and like, I mean, yeah, at some point, you know, maybe third or fourth or fifth on the list is like, hey, cool, Game Pass catalog, whatever, and stuff like that. But I don't know. We've talked a lot about lately on the movie cast with all these subscription models, services, increasing prices. Because they want to pivot towards profitability, and that's absolutely what's happening with Game Pass. With all the things they've done in the past couple months, from increasing prices to reducing the free trial to 14 days instead of a full month. There's no family plan coming anymore, or whatever. They just quietly nix that and stuff like that.
Well, they did quietly do that one, didn't they?
Yeah, they did. They just want to pivot towards profitability because it's not growing. Right? They're out of the growth phase. They've missed their targets like 2 years in a row. Right after the pandemic, we talked about it whenever it came up in the Microsoft investor relations thing. So they've realized that whatever Xboxes they sell, which is I think around 50 to 60 million, right, based on Xbox One and now the projection from Xbox Series X. They cannot grow Game Pass any more than they can. Like, you're only going to get, 20 to 30, maybe 40%? Like, you're never going to get more than that, right? Even Sony has realized that, and they won't do that with PlayStation Plus. That's absolutely why they won't do that ever with their games day and date, unless it becomes profitable to do that, right? The number crunchers at some point will be like, yes, like, we will make more money if we give our games with the PS Essentials or whatever the hell they call it.
But, like, expanding Game Pass to, like, Switch eventually would be that workaround for the install base.
Yeah, but that's it that happens, and there was so much smoke a couple years ago, and we never heard about it.
I thought it was going to happen.
I think it's just dead. I think honestly, they wanted too much information or too much control. And
the other issue though is, like, let's look at it from the Nintendo side of things. Yeah, you get their game system, you get their games on the console, but is that an enticing thing for people to just start playing on the Xbox rather than on your system? Is that what they fear? Like, are you afraid of that?
You know, the thing is, I would argue actually, and this is potentially a hot take, but the way we consume video entertainment, i.e., like Netflix, Disney Plus, Max, etc., like that, is completely different from video games, right? Because you could absolutely be like, whatever, I'm sick, or I got a day off, or whatever. I just want to binge a movie or a show or something like that, right? And you could do that in a weekend. How often does that really happen? You're like, oh, you know, like I'm just gonna pick up a random game today and from my Game Pass catalog, and you're like, I'm just gonna do that, right? Like,
yeah,
you know, especially if you're looking at like a 30, 40, 50 hour, you know, open world, whatever, stuff like that. So I just think people, you know, Game Pass, well, it works for some consumers. I'm not going to argue it doesn't, but I'm just saying like the whole like Netflix model, there's only so much you can stretch that, right?
Yeah. No, I mean, I just like for myself today, I don't currently have Game Pass at the moment, but I went and traded some stuff in and got a Game Pass 3-month for Starfield because it's cheaper than buying the whole game, and I hope to be done with it. But it's still, you know, it's still $45. I mean, it's up there, but I have to finish the game now within 3 months, which is fine for me. And that saves me money the way you look at it. But obviously, it makes them tons. I don't know how this works in the model that they do this with, but it makes the money somehow with it. But I know that the guy that was trying to sell me the game because it's GameStop. He's trying to sell me to buy Starfield instead. I'm like, no, I'm not doing that. It's $45 for 3 months of Game Pass where I can finish the game in a month and still have another 2 months to play whatever I want.
Yeah,
that's the value.
So hold on, let me finish my thought. That was only part one.
Oh, sorry.
Right? So, no, it's good. It's good. Sorry, so the thing is, right, from an objective standpoint, then, right, why would Sony or Nintendo be like, yeah, we'll let Game Pass on our system so you can sell subscription service, right? We'll take our 30% cut, maybe, whatever, you know.
It's probably 30. It's probably 30.
Right. Yeah. But now it's like you get access, you know, the consumer gets access to all these Microsoft suite of games, right? Which is not like, you know, I'll say it's significant, right? Let's call it significant. And then now it's like, well, shit. Now because people are playing these Game Pass games, you know, whatever it is, Starfield, Halo, Minecraft. Yeah. Minecraft's a big one. The subscriptions, right? Now that's taking away time now where people are going to buy less other video games, whether it's Nintendo or Sony's first-party stuff or even third-party content. So while they might get some subscription money, is that worth them not making the sales on games?
There's not a big incentive.
Right, that's what I'm saying. Like, it doesn't make sense for them. It doesn't. And that's where I'm feeling Microsoft has completely pivoted. I really do feel that they were very close with getting Game Pass on Switch, for example, especially with the cloud gaming service where it's like, oh, you could just stream games to your Nintendo Switch, right? Because we see that with games as it is so far. Like Capcom did it with Resident Evil, for example. And some nerd at Nintendo probably did the numbers like, no, we will actually hurt ourselves in the long term by doing this because we devalue what a game is worth. Because now it's just disposable content.
Yeah, that's true. So,
right. And I mean, just anecdotally, like, you know, like was it Wolong earlier this year? Because it was a Game Pass game, I had no problem dropping it. I was like, like I've gotten everything I wanted out of this game, and I have no qualms with
it's that sunk cost fallacy.
Exactly. But if I paid $60 for that, I probably would have beat it. I probably would have committed to beating that.
I mean, that's, to me, it's part of the appeal of Game Pass.
No, absolutely. Absolutely, it's the appeal. But, like, the thing is, like, you know, if, you know, because I was playing Wolong, I wasn't buying any other game and playing it, right? And that's fine for a Microsoft system, but, like, you know, I could see other consumers being like, well, I'm playing X Microsoft Game Pass game. I don't need to buy, you know, whatever, Madden 22 or, you know...
24.
Yeah, whatever. 24, sorry. Yeah, forgot what year it is and stuff like that. But, you know, they're not going to make as much money, you know, as the, you know, cut that they are on a $70 title now. Especially when games are $70 a title now.
Yeah. It'll be interesting to see what kind of bump they get from Starfield alone with just Game Pass, but
yes,
that's gonna be it. That's it. Mm-hmm. Very temporary.
Everybody in the sales industry is really looking at how, like Matt Piscatello was posting. I forgot to post the numbers there, or did I? We have July numbers, so
I do
need to pull that up. But everybody's really interested in seeing what kind of Starfield bump there is for both Xbox as an ecosystem and Game Pass. So we will.
Yeah, we'll see.
We will see. And if
it is
not,
funny. It is funny. Obviously, it's Reddit, so it might be total bullshit. But I did see someone literally say they sold their PlayStation to get an Xbox to play Starfield.
That is
so
sad. I feel bad for them.
That I wouldn't do.
Yeah, well, I mean, so it's happened. So I guess Phil was wrong.
Yeah, I don't know.
Someone did it.
Or so I'm on the opposite end where I'm like considering getting a PS5 with my Xbox. But
I mean, there's exclusives coming.
Yeah. I have Game Pass Ultimate still works on my on the PC, so I have I can mod my Steam Deck. So, all right. Let's see here. In I guess this is sadder news. I don't know. Charles Martinet, the original voice actor.
It's weird, actually.
This is the voice of Mario for Nintendo games since Super Mario 64 is no longer going to voice Mario going forward. He's moving into a brand new role of Mario Ambassador. So he won't be recording character voices for our games, but he'll continue to travel the world sharing the joy of Mario and interacting with you all. Sounds like he's ready to just retire, right? That's what
I think. I mean, he's almost 70.
Weird.
Yeah. So
he's almost 70.
I don't know what a brand ambassador means. I do wonder.
It's more like he's just retired. He can just talk about Mario when he's out. That's all. But like, hey guys,
he could do that either way. He doesn't need to be working for Nintendo to do that.
I mean, he's sort of. So the thing is, he's sort of been doing that. If you follow him on social media, oftentimes when he because he does a lot of traveling, right?
Yeah.
And I believe he even lives somewhere in Europe. I could be wrong about that, but that was my understanding. He travels a lot, and I mean, he loves engaging with the fans. He loves like imitating voices when people want him to, or like getting little clips, TikTok videos or whatever, of him doing a voice with somebody that has requested and stuff like that. So the way I view this is a good mutual like thing. Otherwise, Nintendo would just be like, oh, we'd like to thank Charles for his service over the past 30 years or whatever like that, but we're moving on or something like that. This allows him to still do that stuff in some sort of official capacity, aka get paid, aka get sponsored, so he's not getting come at for lawyer reasons or whatever bullshit.
Right.
But I think he's just ready to retire. Just to make a quick aside is like typically in Japanese video games, anime, etc., when a person is cast as a voice for a role, like that is almost guaranteed for life. Like the people that did the Dragon Ball voice back in 1980 something are still doing the voices of those characters in 2023, right? Like view it as a very major significant thing, and only in very rare circumstances of like actual like heinous crimes committed have they ever actually revoked rules. Usually the only recasting you get is people dying, basically.
Right. Dying or this where you're like, I ready to retire, don't want to do the voice anymore.
Right,
exactly. And you step back, honorable step back.
Yeah, you do an honorable step down, and you pass the torch.
Step down.
And this is honestly
that's what I'm looking for.
Right.
Yeah.
And that's honestly what I think he's doing. I mean, he's done the role for about 30 years, right? Since Mario 64, which is 96. Yeah, almost. And I think it's fine.
Yeah. Good for him. He had a great career, and we all know the voice.
Definitely.
Yeah. I mean, it still feels a little weird the way that. I mean, there's supposedly going to be another video where they explain it more, and now we've heard that he's not the one doing Wonder. And I don't know. I do wonder myself if it has to do with because there was more focus on Mario and his voice. If the whole this is not an Italian guy doing an Italian accent thing that came about when we started the Chris Pratt controversy.
Yeah.
I do wonder if that played into it at all. I hope not at this point, long, and because I don't know if the Italian American community. I can't speak for all of them. I am one of them. I don't know if we care though, but I just hope this was truly mutual and not some weird stuff going on.
So that's why you keep him on as a role. If it's not truly mutual, it's like you could say that Tony said he would do, and that's different.
Yeah, I mean, we'll know in the next couple of weeks because they're like upcoming, video. There's always a September Direct, always without fail. It's usually going to be before Tokyo Game Show or the week of, right before the show starts and stuff like that. So Dollars Donuts, they're gonna have something specifically about Wonder, like and I'm sure it'll be a little bit about Charles talking about his voice throughout the years and whatever. Nice touching tribute to somebody that's given a voice, for millions and millions of gamers and stuff like that. So
that reminds me, actually, is it the same person making all those grunts and stuff for Link?
Yes, it's the same Japanese voice actor since Ocarina of Time, I think. So almost the same amount of time. Yes, absolutely.
Yeah. It's because I was listening. I'm like, is this still the same person?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
All right. Last thing on the news, we've got Gamescom happening. Opening night was today because it happens in I think it's in Germany, right? Yeah. So opening night happened, and excuse me. Did you guys see the news with the latest just Jeff Keighley interruption during his opening ceremony?
Yeah, I did.
So somebody stormed the stage.
I read a headline. I didn't see it, but
two people stormed the stage.
Oh, two? I didn't know that.
There was a guy on the side too. Two people stormed the stage. One guy got on the camera saying they want GTA 6 release date immediately. Like that's what they were demanding. And it's just Jeff Keighley was just like, oh my god, he got so angry. It was just I was like, oh my god, dude. Thanks to what happened at the Game Awards, I'm like, I think this is gonna be. They have to increase security. I can't believe they still haven't based on this. But those guys just walked up freely, and it was a while before they actually took those two off the stage. So it was.
Yeah, it's awful. Honestly, okay, so like memes aside, because it's like, okay, whatever, it's funny, whatever. But like, aside from Jeff safety, whatever, but like anybody has a guest or whatever, a speaker or something like that, you always got to worry, like, is this person going to be crazy and fucking try to hurt or kill me? Like, because unfortunately we have to think about that kind of stuff these days, like bullshit. So this is like, increase security. You really need to stop. I mean, 2 things in a row, like that's bad, like absolutely bad.
Yeah.
Like,
you don't want to start getting the reputation with the people who, the important people who want to show up to these these events are unsafe.
Exactly, right? Because I mean, God, like the Elden Ring thing still blows my mind that like they accepted the fucking Game of the Year awards. You have the fucking top brass from Software, and they're all just like, who is this kid? And nobody can speak to it. Nobody can speak to it. Like, and imagine, like, he just told some kind of, like, racially Jewish joke or whatever it was, and then whatever, that was it. But, like, imagine if he had, like, a knife or arm or anything else, like, or even just, like, assaulted him. Like, that would be awful.
Before this happened, I, like, on my, like, again, we're talking about Twitter on the MovieCast, and, like, on my feed comes up, like, a stalker, like, approaching Drew Barrymore on a talk show.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, so it happens everywhere, and like that was serious. Where she was doing an interview with somebody, and someone yells Drew Barrymore from the crowd, and she's in the middle of a conversation. She's like, "Oh yeah, I'm here. That's me." And then it kept going, and the guy like walked up towards the stage, and it got really serious, really fast. And I'm just like, "This is exactly what happened," and that was dangerous. Whereas this could just happen anytime. You get the wrong person doing this, this could be really dangerous.
No, I mean, there's been tragedies with fans being obsessed and stuff like that, and causing issues. So
So obviously these people are doing it luckily for memes, it seems like, but I'm also worried about like now people imitating this going forward, because
the other problem is now things are going to be much stricter as well, and so like these
I hope it does.
That are they're going to ruin it for other people that are just want to be there to enjoy things and stuff.
Like I don't know what is there's like a general audience for these events. Then maybe there won't be.
Right, and that's the thing. It's like
there's be more checks going.
They just need to have fucking security guards posted up front and like literally just be like, if you fucking step forward over this line, you're gonna get your ass beat.
Like, what's wrong with having
when people jump on a field in sports?
Those guys came out from the side of the stage. There were 2 walkways going up to the stage. Why can't you just have the 2 guys appointed to the front, like right there on the rows? Like nobody's coming up at that point. But they came out from the sides, and I'm like, why are they not just sitting in the front rows, like not sitting, but standing at the stage entrance on the front rows, both sides? That's it. But I will see what they improve on. Anyways, so Gamescom is going on. Did you guys check out any of the video, the opening ceremony?
I watched a little bit of it, but honestly,
I checked out what I wanted to watch. Alan Wake looked great. Yeah. I'm looking forward to that. I gotta say, guys, and this is the
I'm mad at myself for getting into that again. I'm like, am I gonna play a full-on survival horror game now?
Yeah,
I don't know.
For me, I'm not gonna play the game because I just don't like that genre myself to play too
much.
I
don't either.
But I agree, it looks so good. I will say the shocking game that has me excited, and this is such a bizarre world, Mike, that we're living in, that you're playing Street Fighter 6, and I'm excited for MK1. Isn't that crazy?
MK1 looks awesome.
I mean, I'm probably. I mean, I'm essentially. I've lost my rhythm with Street Fighter by now. I probably don't see myself going back to it for a while. Or
I mean, it's got the assist mode that I've been looking for like since MVC, and I'm like, it looks awesome to have that assist mode. You have like characters that you've not seen in Mortal Kombat in forever, and
they're willing to make them like, you know, goofy. They're not really canonical to what's happening. It's just like they're there for the fight, which I think is fine.
Assist, which is great. And I don't know. The trailer that they showed, I'm actually gonna probably get this game. It looks great.
It's funny you mentioned that because I was actually checking out the Tekken 8 trailer because there's a new one of that.
Oh that.
And I was like, wow, this looks insane.
Yeah, I had that vibe too. Like January 24th, I think it comes out, and I'm like, Tekken 8 might be on the horizon for me as well. Like, it looks great, and everybody's now doing a single player mode.
Yeah,
like, everybody's doing single player.
They announced their own single player mode, and it's great because, like, you know, just so much customization, and the customization too of like just not even just like your own create a character thing, but like but there's so many outfits for the characters and stuff like that. Whereas like, you know, that's maybe one thing that, you know, Capcom does, and I get it, it's the monetization model, right? Where it's like, we looked at the turtle
shit was rough,
right? The $15 per turtle, like,
you know, it was $10 for all of the turtles as characters for Injustice 2.
Yeah, but I mean, that just goes to show how much Nickelodeon, you know, wants to make that money back, right? After buying the turtles. But yeah, and Tekken 8 was like, you know what?
Yeah,
like, I'm moderately interested in Tekken now.
We are on, and like, I'm not trying to say that the fighting genre was dead or anything, but we are on like the precipice of like an outbreak. Because if Tekken 8 is awesome, Tekken 7 I heard was great. MK1, if that hits, I mean, do we get Virtual Fighter, Corey? What do you think?
Probably not, but I mean, that's.
I'd love it. Let's go.
Eventually, I think when they did the 5 like remaster or whatever, that was all to gauge if, you know, they were going to bring it back, and I think they pretty much said, yeah, I think so. So I wouldn't be not. I don't know how soon.
Sega seems to just want to do their like specific games these days.
Yeah,
so.
I know. And they're like
that was part of it, though. I mean, those are those people. Those are the same people.
I don't know. I mean, just like MK1 could be fantastic. Tekken 8 looks fantastic, and the way 7 was received,
fans are feasting right now. So.
I mean, that's the thing is like, I really encourage you guys to just even watch like clips of the last day of Evo. Like,
but
I have never seen that many like that. I put that on par with like when Corey and I went to Overwatch League at New York City. Yeah. Like, I was like, I cannot believe there's this many people watching a fucking professional video game thing right now. Like, I cannot believe that.
Like, do you remember? Maybe I'm wrong in this, in my opinion, but back in '90s, it was if you were a gamer, you had a fighting game you were playing. Like, even if you didn't play fighting games, you had a game that you played, and we're moving towards that now. Mm-hmm. Street Fighter 6 that covers people. You got Smash Brothers still that covers people that don't play fighting games that play games. You got Tekken 8, which has the interest from everybody. Mortal Kombat. I mean, you're going to get to the point of like in the 90s when fighting games were so huge. Mm-hmm. There were so many.
Yeah.
But you like, and they were all accepted. Darkstalkers, MVC games, you know, Street Fighter Alpha games. I mean, there was like so many. Well,
no, absolutely. That's what I'm saying. Is like, the thing is like now, like these genres are just like this genre specifically is just so big again that we can have all these franchises feasting. Right? They're not fighting over the same small pie. The pie is big enough where all these games are popular enough that they could succeed on their own. And I think with the different accessibility options these days and control options, it's way easier to transition. And this is my opinion, you know, you can transition way easier from these games. Like, you know, Mike, with like the Street Fighter to Mortal Kombat to Tekken and stuff like that, because they know that is a barrier to entry, right? Like, I would say like that's one of the strengths of the Capcom fighting games, where like they knew once they got you in, like once you learned how to do a fireball or a dragon punch, like you were set for any Capcom fighting game since '92, right? Like it's like everybody knows, like, hey, dragon punch move. It's like, oh, I got it, right? You know, and stuff like that. Yep. So you know, it's great, and I want to see. I am so excited for Evo next year because we got Street Fighter 6. You know, that will be the second year, but then first year for Mortal Kombat 1, first year for Tekken 8. I mean, it's just gonna be amazing, awesome.
Yeah. Let's see what else they announced. At Gamescom, Sonic Frontiers, the Final Horizon update coming this year.
Free update. That looks cool.
Free update for the game, for Sonic Horizon games. They also had what else did they show? Quantic Dream opening night. They had Quantic Dreams game. The big thing for me was I guess the Cyberpunk was there 2.0. Mm-hmm. It's coming to the base game. It's coming to the base game. You don't even have to own Phantom Liberty, and you're going to get these improvements. Just so you know.
Mm-hmm. That's why I'm waiting.
I honestly don't even know where to start if I play that again at this point. How much do I want to go back?
It's still here. It's still here for $8 on my shelf. I traded some games in today, but I did not trade this in. It's still sitting here, and I'm like, I'm gonna play it. So it's gonna happen. But yeah. So overall,
this fall is ridiculous.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Overall, I thought it was a great kickoff show. I watched most of it actually that I could. Exciting stuff. I mean, there were some games I'm just like, I have no interest in this game, but it's gonna be like that. So so I don't know. I think I covered most of the stuff we need to talk about. I think we're good.
Yeah. I could do the.
So that's good.
Well, the Circana stuff.
You want to do numbers?
Yeah. Real quick.
Go ahead. Read them all.
Let's see. So July 2023 was topped by Remnant 2, the best-selling video game, which was crazy because
I was very tempted to get it. My my board game group guys are all playing that right now. So I was like, oh,
yeah, everybody.
I think it's Gearbox, right?
It is Gearbox. I mean, yeah. So people are super excited, super happy. I hear good things about it online, about people just saying it's a very good improved sequel across the board, which is always good to see.
And Remnant was okay. So Remnant 2 seems to just build on that and make it 10 times better. I'm very
all for it. Yeah. It became the 18th best-selling game of 2023 year to date. 2 other new releases appeared among the month's top 20 bestsellers, including Pikmin 4 at number 6 and Exoprimal at number 16. Good for Exoprimal because I had no faith in that game. I thought it was
that's a Game Pass game too.
Yeah.
Matt Piscatella saying many classic Call of Duty titles experienced a resurgence in July as multiplayer service functionality was restored on Xbox platforms aligned with the price promotion. Black Ops 2 returned to the top 20 bestsellers for the first time since April of 2017. So Legacy Call of Duty going strong. So let's see. The month we have Remnant 2 at number 1, Diablo 4 at number 2, Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 at number 3, Hogwarts Legacy holding on strong at number 4, FF16 still there at number 5, Pikmin 4 at 6, Tears of the Kingdom at 7, Street Fighter 6 at 8, Elden Ring still holding on at number 9, and MLB.
Still got that DLC.
Yep, MLB The Show 23 at number 10. Looking at the bottom, Miles Morales and Spider-Man at 17 and 18 respectively. So people are gearing up for the sequel. People are gearing up for the sequel. Oh God, I gotta play Miles Morales before.
You do.
It's short. You can do that in like 2 days, honestly.
Okay, that's good. Because I think I'm just gonna subscribe to it's on the PS Essentials or whatever that mid tier is. I'm just gonna subscribe to that for a month.
Well, you have the PlayStation now, right?
Yeah.
Oh, I can just lend it to you.
Oh, okay, cool. Cool. So let's see. Year to date, any big changes? Hogwarts Legacy still number 1. Zelda at number 2. Number 3 is Diablo 4. Call of Duty Diablo 4 is number 3. Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 is number 4. Star Wars Jedi Survivor at number 5. Resident Evil 4 at number 6. MLB The Show at 7. Dead Island 2 at 8. FF16 at 9. And Street Fighter 6 at 10. So again, just awesome across the board. All those great games. I mean, 2023. No matter what happens, this has been a great year. Fantastic year for video games.
I was thinking about that today. Absolutely.
Like, I know every other year we would talk about like, kind of slow. Like
not this year. Game of the year is so tough. It's gonna be insane this year. If Starfield hits and then you have Spider-Man 2, how do you pick a game of the year right now?
Like it's gonna be very hard.
Between Zelda, Baldur's Gate.
You got Baldur's Gate, yeah.
I mean, it's crazy. So
Jedi Survivor.
Jedi Survivor was a fantastic game. Almost forgot about that one. Yeah,
I mean, no one's going to choose that or Spider-Man.
It deserves to be mentioned because it was that good.
I know. Yeah, they could be runners up, I suppose. But it's funny because Spider-Man, like, if you asked me a couple of years ago, like, what would I be looking for the most this year, I might have said Spider-Man, and at this point, I'm like, yeah, that'll be all right. There's like 2 or 3 other games now.
Right? Yeah. So,
that are more on my radar.
So cool. All right, that's gonna wrap up the Gamecast episode, folks. Thanks for tuning in once again. Tuesday nights, 8 o'clock is the Twitch stream. YouTube the following day. Subscribe to both channels to get notified when we go live or when we post. Our audio stuff's on Spotify and iTunes as well, so please tune into that when you listen, guys. We appreciate everything. We will see you guys next week. We're out.